People of all ages dress up for Halloween, and the streets are filled with everyone from terrifying monsters to historical figures, and you can't turn a corner without seeing a Harley Quinn. Many people also go to horror-themed parties and watch scary movies. People deck out their homes for their inevitable onslaught of trick-or-treaters hoping to get a sugar treat. While some people celebrate Halloween by staying home and screening horror films, others deliberately seek thrills by visiting haunted attractions like houses and mazes, which have become highly popular in recent years. In this video, we will explore the history of Halloween and how its traditions evolved. The Festival of Samhain, held in Celtic lands around 2000 years ago, is widely credited as the origin of Halloween. Samhain marked the beginning of the transition from summer to winter, from light to dark, and from this world to the next. Families would open their homes to deceased loved ones and ancestors so that they could celebrate with them. People would wear masks and costumes to ward off evil spirits. Druids would construct massive sacred bonfires to honor the dead and protect the living. Animals would be sacrificed. Then the year's harvest was prepared for both the living and the dead, with the food made for the dead being ritually shared between the less fortunate. Christians believed that Samhain was a pagan holiday, and because of the festival's association with death, the Celtic people and Druids were labeled as devil worshippers in their attempts to wipe out the festival. The festival started out as a pagan celebration, but Christians succeeded in stripping it to its pagan trappings and turning it into All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day. The night before, traditionally known as Samhain, became All Hallows' Eve and eventually Halloween. Halloween hasn't always been about kids running around in costume and collecting as much candy as they can carry. During the All Souls' Day festival in medieval Britain, the poor and the needy would beg for food and would often be treated to a show of pity from the well-to-do. The young would dress up in costume and go door to door collecting food and sometimes even money in exchange for singing, chanting poetry, and expressing jokes. In return, they would pray for deceased relatives and offer the soul cakes they were given, which were made from sacred flour and water. Eventually, these customs were Irish and Scottish immigrants to the United States in the 19th century brought back the custom of trick-and-treat, as we know it today. While pranks and vandalism were common in the early years, town leaders eventually reduced these incidents by making Halloween more child-focused. Why do we cut a hole in the top of pumpkins so we can reach inside and remove the pulp and seeds? We now call them jack-o'-lanterns, although their moniker originally meant man of a lantern and referred to the town's night watchman in the 17th century. It is widely believed that the custom originated in Ireland and Scotland with the carving of jack-o'-lanterns to commemorate the death of a man named Jack, who, upon his death, was forbidden entry into either heaven or hell because of his anger towards the devil. They continued the practice in America where pumpkins were more readily available. By cutting scary faces into them and setting them in front of windows to ward off mischievous spirits like the miserly Jack. Jack-o'-lanterns have become a cultural phenomenon, regardless of whether you believe they ward off the evil eye. The foundation of Halloween decor and iconic image in Ireland and Scotland, a game is apparently meaningless and bubbling for apples was previously utilized as a prediction tool, wherein the shape of the apple's pillow, after being thrown to the floor, would reveal the first letter of a person's name. There is no denying that Halloween has evolved over time. The religious significance of the holiday has faded, and superstitions about the night of October 31st no longer seem to play much a role in modern celebrations. Nevertheless, despite its commercialization, Halloween remains one of the most widely celebrated holidays. Halloween is special because it brings people of all ages together for a night of celebration in the supernatural, during which they are free to let their imaginations run wild and embrace their creative sides. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to dress up like a blood-sucking vampire or a sexy cat, or ignore the holiday altogether, Halloween has stood the time and proven itself as a holiday that's here to stay.